What's up in the headlines?
What is up in the headlines? Once again, you pick your Daily Nation. You'll be able to be reminded that we're fixing the nation daily. So I always start with that. Props first. The headline in the Daily Nation today, one of them, there's several, is inside Ruto's policy U-turns. Just some really quick lines there. It talks about state resorts to help to release upkeep cash to students to avert a crisis. SHA, e-Citizen are all mentioned. I think we'll kind of come back and discuss this a little bit, because this policy U-turns is speaking, I think, to a bigger issue around policy pragmatism and other issues. We've already seen the strikes that are beginning to emerge. So inside Ruto's policy U-turns is a very critical conversation. We'll come back to that. What else is there?
In the Taifa Leo.
Yeah.
Hey, nafuu ya ushuru si sasa, asema Mbadi. I think this definitely follows our conversation with him yesterday, and he did say this on air and right here. And he went on to Jivanji Gardens to say the exact same things. Basically, anasema Wakenya hawatapata afueni ya mzigo wa ushuru unawazonga hivi karibuni, kwani serikali haijafaulu kukusanya kiwango lengwa cha mapato. Waziri wa fedha, that's John Mbadi. Let me make sure you guys can, hear me. So waziri wa fedha John Mbadi anasema serikali inaweza tu kupunguza viwango vya ushuru vya mshahara, that's PAYE and VAT, wakati KRA itafaulu kukusanya kiwango lenga cha mapato cha ushuru kwa anga ya miezi 6 mfululizo. 6 consecutive months of KRA hitting their targets. That's when we can expect relief as far as VAT is concerned and PAYE. And Eric made a good point. He said, is this a moving target? Because KRA could achieve, alafu mnaambiwa, actually, it was 4.4 trillion. What happens?
What happens after that?
What happens after that?
We'll talk about that, delve into that a bit later in the details. In the Business Daily, several headlines here which are quite interesting. The big one, how Moldovan firm leaked Ruto's Kenyatta's dealings. A little-known Moldovan firm exploited a bug in the IT system of state-owned business registration service to access sensitive data of significant shareholders in registered companies, including President William Ruto, the Kenyatta family, and several other prominent investors. B2B Int, a Moldovan business intelligence firm, was yesterday selling the trove of secret data of significant shareholders in over 2 million firms, including data on residential addresses, email and phone numbers, as well as names of beneficial owners for as much as 24 million shillings for a package, or 2 shillings for a telephone number. You want to know the telephone number of the person who owns company X?
2 bob.
2 bob.
Okay.
That's how much your phone number is worth.
Yeah.
2 bob.
Don't know how
you want to know where the person lives?
You don't know where the person lives. That kind of information will be easily available.
This is what this guy has leaked into the BRS service. Now, the data breach at the BRS revealed the business holdings of some of the country's most powerful figures, including President Ruto, Kenyatta family, several other prominent persons, including, opposition leader Raila Odinga and others. Now, this was a big one, but it talks about now data security. And more than that, it talks about how the government is actually working to ensure that all the data that it's holding is secure. And safeguarded. It's a big one.
It can also be a tall order.
It is a tall order.
It's a tall order in the times we're living in, when this information is easily accessible, even for a lot of people who are able to get the information using tactics and ways that we're not sure of. And I think ever since a lot of this information and personal data was leaked last year, I think there was sheer panic around it.
Yes.
We have great data protection laws, as always, as with everything else.
Copy-paste.
We did copy-paste of the European GDPR, and we said, fantastic. Apple implementation, as always, that's where things get tricky. But in a world where hacking is such a big issue, and it's the goalpost is shifting consistently, I don't know what data security actually looks like. How do you...
I think it's a big thing, and it's a big industry as well. Data security is a big industry. There's another interesting story in the Business Daily. Investigators suspect KRA sabotage in KRA tax systems outage. Remember yesterday, CS Mbadi told us that KRA was not able to hit its target in November because there was 6 days of system outage. And we asked him what happened. And he was like, they are still trying to establish what happened. So investigators are looking at insider job at the KRA as a possible cause of a 6-day outage. And this is now quoting the Treasury CS when he came here. KRA's integrated customs management system failed early November, halting clearance of goods through entry points such as the Port of Mombasa, JKIA, inland container depots, and container freight stations, CFSs.
You know what's crazy?
6 days, my friend.
6 days.
I don't like to live in utopia, but I see these stories about a train in Japan was 1 minute late, and everybody from the Minister of Transport to the conductor have resigned.
But there's a complacency bug that has seeped into our systems and said
6 days.
6 days.